that? Like, how cool is that to get a house for free, man? And how was you able to accomplish that?
Yeah. The house. My house is free, and I earn equity in it. So that's, man, it's good. So my house, I got it for free. My vehicle stuff is in the company name. I don't do my day-to-day life is all through my company, so I essentially live free. And the reason how I'm able to accomplish that is that the business.
The bigger I think big. Think big. Yeah, I'ma think big.
How y'all doing out there today? This is your boy Dion the Motivator, and welcome to another episode of the Think Big podcast. Man, on this podcast, we like to bring on people that think big, that think beyond the everyday thoughts. Man, people that's doing some amazing, extraordinary things. And today we have none other than my good brother, Mr. Dwayne. How you doing, Dwayne?
Man, I'm doing good, D. How you doing?
Man, I'm doing good, man. I'm doing great, man. It's a beautiful day out here in Texas, man. The weather is good, man. So I'm feeling good, man. I'm feeling good. How's the weather where you at?
I'm in Charlotte. The weather's good over here too. Listen, Charlotte is like summertime year round. It's hot. It was hot today, but yeah, man, I'm doing good. I was just in Texas about a week or two ago. A client of mine got funded $300,000, and so I came out. I said I can't do a Zoom call interview, so I went out face to face. So I enjoyed it down there. Loved it.
That's what's up, man.
Turkey leg.
Turkey leg hut.
Turkey hut. Yeah, buddy. Yeah.
How did you like it?
I liked it. It was the vibe. The vibe was good.
Yeah.
It's an overrated, or not so much overrated. It's a big Atlanta.
Got it.
That's what I got from Houston. It's a big Atlanta. Yeah.
See, so man, have you been to Dallas? That's where I'm at. I'm here in Dallas.
I have been in Dallas.
I've
been in Dallas. I was in Dallas about 3 years ago. Bishop Jakes did a conference down there, and I had the chance to come down there to the conference. I'm a history geek, so I went to Delhi Plaza and looked up and did the whole thing. In fact, the hotel I stayed at was not too far from Delhi Plaza with the train in the basement, I think.
I
was loving it.
That's what's up. Man, it's crazy that you say that because about 3 years ago when he did the Mega Fest event here in Dallas, I was a vendor there. So I have my own t-shirt brand, my own, Think Big brand, like I do clothes also. So I was actually a vendor there, man.
Everything come full circle, man.
Full circle, man. Full circle, man. So talking about full circle, man, I met you a couple months ago, man, and we were in the room together, and I was like, man, your vibe and your energy and your knowledge, man. If you could tell a little people about, who you are and about what you do, man, before we get started.
Yeah. No. First of all, man, thank you again. It's always an honor to be with sharing knowledge with the people, man. And so I'm honored to be on the podcast. I don't have my business out. I'm just
yeah.
But I'm Dwayne. I currently provide business services at our call credit services. I do business credit, personal credit, and business funding. I'm a counselor by trade. So I've been in business for a little bit over 10 years. I have a mental health agency, and we recently sent out our policies to now offer home health care services. So that's my passion. That's my counseling. That's my bread and butter. That's how long I've been in business for 10 years. And so like about 3 years ago, about 2017, I started doing business consulting, business credit, and business funding. Business funding and personal credit actually came about in the past year or so.
Mm-hmm. Man. So going from the mental health industry, man, how did you get started in that industry?
So it's I got started in that because I actually worked. This is funny. I think we had a conversation before, and we talked about that you worked with kids that have special needs and disabilities. Actually, I was a preschool teacher, and part-time I was a preschool teacher, and one of the fellow preschool teachers was I'm early child development major. So I love kids. I love kids. I love kids. But that's it though. So, but I love kids.
The disclaimer, that's it.
Yeah, that's it, you know. But yeah, so I love kids. So I was a preschool teacher, and so one of the preschool teachers had a part-time job working with kids that have special needs and disability, and we was just, you know how it is, water, lunch hour water talk, and she was talking about work and everything like that, and I inquired about it, and so I ended up working at an agency. It's a Small Miracle, and they did. My first client was a kid that had Asperger's, and so I worked with him. But they agency did DDS clients, but they also did mental health clients. So after working with special needs clients for about 6 months, I moved over to the mental health side, and started working with them and developing their daily life skills and managing their money, dealing with their depression, anxiety, etc. And then opportunity presented itself for me to open my own. The rest is history.
Man, that's beautiful, man. So from mental health to, I mean, from preschool to the mental health industry to now the credit, man, like credit, like that's one of the topics, like that's the, like, oh no, we don't want to talk about credit, man. Like how did you get into that industry, man? And you know, what made you get into credit, and what made you even start thinking about, like, man, I want to do this as a profession?
Yeah. So, you know, it was the pandemic.
Yep.
It was the pandemic. Like I said, I had a business since 2010. That's when I started my first business. I was about 24, 25. And the companies, when you work with Medicaid, Medicare, the insurance companies, you know, they generous. So, you know, so I was making decent money. And so I understood credit, right? I always understood credit, and I always had fair credit. You know, it wasn't 700s, you know, 800s, but it was decent, right? I could go buy a car. And so, but I used cash. I did use business cash. I'm like, sure, I'm making $10,000, $15,000 a month. I can put cash in. I'm gonna use my credit card, buy a piece of gum, because that's what they taught us. You get a credit card and you buy some gum, you get some gas. And that's what I was doing. And I was doing that with my business. Didn't know that it wasn't a bad thing, but what I know now is like, that was a waste of money. So with that being said, so my business was doing good in the mental health side and the business consulting side. What I realized when the pandemic happened, on the verge of the pandemic happening, my business clients I was doing business consulting for, because remember at that time I wasn't doing personal credit or funding, I was just doing regular business credit and business consulting. They needed issue. And when I sent them to Lexington Law, Robert down the street, they wasn't getting the results, or they wasn't getting the true nature. They was probably getting 700, but there was nothing else that can be done with that. So of course, me being the bookworm I am, I dove in and said, well, look, what else can I do? And it was actually a business move. It was an indirect business move. It was an indirect business move because I wasn't thinking of it to add a service per se to expand my business or my services. It was just, listen, my clients need more than just the basic setup. They need more than understanding the art of being business. They need to understand credit and have their credit fixed. They need to get money. So, I jumped in it and, got some mentorships, started taking classes and learning. And so here we are about a year later. And now my company offers business. Well, we've been offering business credit and business consulting, but now offer business funding and personal credit.
Got you, man. And when starting off with personal credit, man, I know a lot of times, like, growing up, we hear, oh man, I had a light bill in my name and that's not mine. And that car, I co-signed it for, someone to get a car, or that cell phone bill wasn't in my name. And now their credit is messed up, man. For those type people, like, what kind of advice would you give to them, and like simple steps that they can do to, like, move into the right directions, or even, learning about even how to start preparing and, repairing their credit?
Yeah. So look, it's you have two ways to do it, right? You can do it yourself, which is good. There's nothing wrong with that. Or you can hire a professional. I'm a big advocate on hiring professionals. That's just me. The reason being is because most professionals, that's their niche, that's their skill, right? So if I need my ceiling fan replaced, you don't see me getting on the ladder trying to replace my ceiling fan. I call an electrician. Something go wrong with my dishwasher, I call a tech. And so I would encourage you, to let a professional do it. But you can't do it for free, and you can't do it yourself. So if you want to do that yourself, the first thing I would say, listen, go out there and do it yourself. But before you tackle your credit, you got to tackle your financing. The reason why, D, is because if they not current on their bills, their current utilities, they're not current on their current credit cards, their cardinals and stuff, as you trying to remove the negative items, guess what's going to happen? Those new negative items going to come up. And it's harder to remove newer items than it is old items. So the first thing I would tell you, if you're going to do it yourself, just sit down, take a few seconds, make sure your finances is good, right? Make sure your stuff's on autopilot. You might got to pull a kind of heart move, take a little check from your savings, put in your, little money from your savings, put in your checking. Make sure your money's, your finance current, because you don't want to get behind. Once that's done, jump on, get you sign up for credit monitoring, Identity IQ, My Free Score Now, Smart Credit. So that way you see all 3 scores. You can get this for free by getting it, by ordering. All the credit bureaus right now doing pandemic will give you this for free. The difference is that now you got 3 different papers that you got to look at and kind of match together, whereas credit monitoring is going to put it all in one place. That's why I advocate credit monitoring. So get your credit monitoring report, get your finance in order, get your scores, get your paperwork from credit monitoring, and then just start going through the report. Going through the report.
And it seems as if, man, like the first step that's the most important step, but it's more like it's mindset, right? It's like in order to get your finances straight, it's like I need to have my mindset straight first, right? So I know, you're educated, man, and you know what I mean? You're a teacher, and I know you give a lot of game, man. Like where does that, how do you develop, or how did you develop like that mindset to want to be able to teach and to want to be able to help your community and even be motivated enough to do what you do on a consistent basis to help the community?
Yeah, well, we talked about it one time, you and I, about having your peace and your space. And I think I come from a single parent home. And so my mom, we wasn't rich and she didn't own a business, but it's always been, helping others, right? And then being in mental health, having that humility of looking at these clients like, they lost their dad and they lost their dog and their house burned down and they just took them all out. My house, I lost my dog and my dad, and I didn't do that. So having that sense of humility and being compassionate to people is easy. And when you can do that, then it's easy to teach and share with them your experience. And so sharing people, actually teaching business credit, personal credit, and business funding, it's easy. It's compassion. It's me just sharing with you. It's just me sharing with you. And so that's what I do. I share with people what I know that's going to help them in their lives, because that's what I do in my profession. I share with my clients, like how to get through the depression, how to do it, anxiety, post PTSD and everything.
Yes, man. So with being in the mental health area, and working, doing credit and business funding, like what are some challenges that you see, like to try to balance and juggle those, or do they all kind of go hand in hand?
Well, they kind of go hand in hand. The good thing for me is that before I kind of went full throttle, what I call credit services, I put my businesses, my mental health agency, it's on autopilot, right? So I have other people in place to replace me, right? I replace myself after doing it for several years. And that's the key thing about business. Some business owners, as you know, they want to come to you and they want to do Airbnb, Turo, trucking, they want to do all these things. And I say, wait, I help you get there, but you got to get one thing and focus on that, grow that, and put it on autopilot. That way you can move to something different. And so that's just all I did. And so because I do that and I control my space and my peace, it's easier for me to advance into doing other things.
Yeah, man. And that's important, man. Me having a clothing brand, and same scenario, man. I started out pressing shirts like every day, like pressing them, and it was hot, and man, it was some work, talking about pressing 300-400 shirts a day, like that's a lot of hard work, man.
What was your wife at?
Huh?
She didn't come press some shirts with you?
Man, it was me, my wife, my kids, my
Oh,
friends.
okay.
Man, it will be a lot of us. Like like that's one thing about it, man. Like I got a good support system around me, so it was like I will press, someone will fold, someone else will put it in the packaging, and that took a lot of time. But once I understood that concept, is that your business have to run with or without you. It still has to run, right? And I had to figure out a way to do the same thing, man, to automate my business. And now it's automated. Now I can do things like this. And when a customer order a shirt, it automatically goes to them. So, man, having an automated business is key in this element, man. But to get to that point, right? Because we know that, first you gotta have some things in order, and you gotta learn some things, right? So when people are trying to get to that level to where they want to start a business and they want to put it on autopilot, but their credit is not, all the way correct. And you said first, you want to make sure you take care of your finances, right? Then you want to make sure you start addressing those things. Once they get their credit to a good point, like what do you suggest then? Do they just then go and try to get business funding? Do they go get personal funding? How do they use their good credit score now that they have that?
So use your good credit score to leverage it and get business funding. If you're a business owner, go straight to business. Because once your score is at, because you did the work, right? You already did the work for the personal side. So once your score is, I'm just gonna make up a score number. Once your score is at 750, you don't need no more work to be done to your personal credit. You don't need no more personal credit cards, no more personal lines of credit. We're gonna go straight to business funding. And the reason why we don't need those things is because as a business owner, we're not using our personal credit no more, except for leverage it to get business credit. And so you just leverage your credit, get business credit. Now, before we get to business credit, you mind if I talk about the personal credit for a second?
Yeah.
You want to make sure that, and I tell business owners, in my mind, if you're 30 and over, you need to have a thick file. Nothing worse than a client coming to me who think that they come to me that I got 730 and I need $100,000, like you did that client testimony, and I look at their file and you got four accounts. You got 2 AUs that you brought from Ray and a card note and a $300 First Square bank card. It ain't happening. It ain't happening. So good credit isn't just about having a good score. It's about making sure that your credit profile is thick enough, it's trustworthy enough to get the lending from the banks. So I always tell clients that if you're going to repair your credit yourself or go to somebody professional, that you want to address that. You want to address your credit. As you're removing the negative items, you want to replace with positive items. And if you're 30 and over, you should have about a good solid 8 positive accounts up there. I like Sufflin. I like Credit Strong. Those are good savings accounts. There, it's a 2-in-1. You save money plus to help build your credit. And so now you ready. Now you got that 750 and a nice credit, a nice credit profile, and you ready to get stuff. You ready to get business funding.
Got it. Now, man, I know a lot of times, in doing business and business consultants and interacting with a lot of business owners, the conversation has been in the past, of, man, I have a 720, I have 100,000 in the bank. I've been in business for 10 years and, I have all my credentials, but when I go to the bank and I apply, I'm being denied. Like and then, we blame it on like, oh, the banks don't want to give us no money. Right. Is that always the case? And, from your experience, how does that whole process work?
So, yeah, we do for some reason like to blame the banks. But it's what the funny thing is, it's character. Character makes the money, not color. Right. Mm-hmm. And so the character is, if the business is a credible business, then you're going to get the money. If you go down to the bank with a 750, like you said, 750 credit score, and you got a little bit of money, but your business is ray@gmail.com. They call it, it's your phone number. You don't got no website. The intricate things that need the business set up, then no one's going to give you, right? What you get, it's like me asking you for something. Would you get something to me if I don't have the credibility?
Yep.
Right.
Nah, that's true.
A lot of times what I found, business owners, quote unquote, come to me and they ready for funding because they got that 750 score. It goes back to what I talk about they personal credit. They file might not be thick enough, right? You got to have a good you're 35 years old.
Yep.
Four trade lines in your account, 2 AUs, and you thinking those trade lines gonna give you something. That doesn't happen. You have to fatten up your profile, have some primary accounts. Don't go out and get trade lines all the time. Have some good primary accounts, about 8 good trade lines. And then you go ahead and apply for business funding. Now, that's one reason why you might not get business funding, because you don't have enough trade lines on your credit report. Your credit profile might not be thick enough. So what if your credit profile is thick? You're like, yo, no, D, my client, he got it. He got 8 trade lines. He good. Well, now we gotta look at the business. Is his business set up right? Is the LLC set up right? Do you have a business phone number? Do we have a business email account? Is there a business address? That all that plays a role, because what you're asking banks to do is trust this business that you own. And if you're not responsible in your personal credit, why would you think they'll trust you on the business side? Because ultimately it goes back to your finances. Because if you can't be trusted with why would you trust the business that you run with $100,000?
Yes. Nah, that's for real. That's for real. But man, that goes to show like getting the information and getting the knowledge, man. You really have to know what you're doing when you're doing with this, man. Because from my experiences, I've been in business for 9 years, and before I knew about all of this, it was the same. It was like frustrating, like, man, I want to get this amount of money, and I want to. But then, like you said, when you go into the bank and they're like, oh, what's your email? You don't have a .com email? And you're like, what do you mean a .com email? You know what I mean? So it's like having those things, and even knowing about, how to even set up those things. Like what steps would you tell business owners who may have the credit and may have the the money, and they just don't have the business set up structurally proper? Like, what are some steps that they can do to kind of ensure that they're moving in the right direction to get funded?
Yeah, they could call me.
Yeah. Hey, y'all better call Dwayne.
I got you. But no, just take the time and get your business in order, because your business being in order is on so many levels. When we talk about taxes, tax incentives, tax breaks, how to taxes, having this business in order helps with those loopholes. So the first thing you got to do is just take a few seconds and just separate you from business, right? Get your business to the point that you want to link to the business. They say, would you trust yourself with something, right? So do the same thing. Look at your business. Would you give your business a line of credit that's at sexychocolate@gmail.com? No. So the basic things you can do, or the free stuff that you can do, is just go to UPS store. Don't go to PO box. Don't do PO box. But go to UPS store. Get you a business address. Get a PO box address. The good thing about the difference between the PO box and UPS store is that if you get a PO box, it's going to be PO box 123, Dallas, Texas. Where if you go to the UPS store, they're going to give you their street address. So now it's going to be 123 Main Street, Suite 997, Dallas, Texas. That's why I'm an advocate of doing it that way. Or go to Regis office, get you some kind of virtual office. So the first thing you want to do is just get your address, make sure you got an address separate from your home address, get you a phone. You go to ringcentral.com. Ring Central, they got a phone plan for like $20, right? You get a free fax, a free phone number, and a free toll free. $20 a month, right? And it syncs in through your phone, so you don't got to worry about getting a separate phone line, right? So now you got your address, you got your phone number, then you go to GoDaddy.com. Spend about another $20 to buy your domain name, right? So now with GoDaddy, your domain name includes email. So there you go. That's $20. You knock that out. Then of course, make sure your articles and EIN is together. Get your DUNS number. Boom. Now that that's done, you got that in order and your 750. You go to the bank. The world is yours.
Yep. Yeah. No, man. That's powerful. That's $1 million worth of game within itself. Like literally, because and also like you talked about, man, like building that business credit up, and then like the benefits of setting it up correctly. I heard you speak on like taxes, right? And the tax benefits from it. But I also seen your lives, you know, in your videos. I've been following you, man, and you know this thing about
how I'm doing with those lives, by the way.
Man, you doing wonderful, man. Hey, you giving out. Hey, listen, I tell you this, man. I would say this, man. When I went back and looked at one of your videos, I was like, because I was driving, right? And I told myself, I was like, man, I have to be sitting down, like still, because you give out so much information, man. It's like I have to, like I got to be taking notes. You know what I mean? Because you're giving out some gems, man, and it's not fluff. And that's one thing I like about you, man. Like you don't give out fluff. Like you giving out step-by-step principles and how to do things, man. And with that said, man, I know, you know, I saw a post about you getting your house for free. Like, man, like how was that? Like, how cool is that to get a house for free, man? And how was you able to accomplish that?
The house, my house is free, and I earn equity in it, so that's, man, it's good. So my house, I got it for free. My vehicle stuff is in the company name. I don't do my day-to-day life is all through my company, so I essentially live free. And the reason how I'm able to accomplish that is that the business has to be set up the right way. It's all about just taking a few seconds to set the business up, just like you're going to take a few seconds to fix your credit, right? When you're fixing your personal credit, you got to make sure it's good. You got to, make sure your personal information is correct, right? Go through that report, clean up your personal information, address your inquiries, address your late payments, and address your collections, and do it in that order, because that's from least the easiest to get off to the toughest to get off, right? Yep. It's an order. It's a process. Same thing for the business. You set the business up the right way. The reason why you set the business up is to get taxes, to get those taxes in there, to get the benefits and the perks. There's perks of being in business. Perks. It don't matter if you're a C Corp or S Corp. It's perks to being in business. So I said I have to say, the money was doing decent, not Bill Gates decent. I wish it was, but it was doing decent. And the CPA I had at the time, not to play race card, but he's a white guy, older white guy. And he was like, okay, Dwayne, you're doing pretty good. So, you paying this amount and live in an apartment, you need to get you a house. I said, okay, cool, let's get a house. But we're not getting a house, Dwayne, for to deduct the room, the measuring the room size, and we want to deduct it. We want to get the house through the company. This way, it reduces the company taxable, it reduces the company taxes and your taxes. So that way, if the company make this, I can't even. So what we did was, the guy's so smart, because we don't think about it in taxes. We just trying to write it off. We trying to write off the rooms and stuff. But we don't go at it the way that he went at it. So what he had me do was, again, the business is set up right. Now you got to go a little bit deeper. Dwayne owns this business. They own a mental health company. But the workers in it, you have a director, a secretary, a this and a that. Who am I in the company? You got to have a position within your company. My position within my company isn't the owner. I own the company, but that's not my position within the company. My position within the company was executive director. So because I was executive director, I had a contract with my company. Well, the contract with my company, no one's going to work for a company without no benefits.
Yep.
So my company had to offer me benefits. It offered me insurance plans. It offered me retirement plans. It offered me tuition reimbursement, and that's how I got my student loans taken care of. It also offered me a housing allowance. And so my housing allowance had two options. I could get a house, and my company was going to pay for the down payment and pay for the mortgage for up to 24 months. Or I can get a house and just buy it outright for about $250. Of course, I chose to get the house and buy it outright for $250. Yes. Now, this is a strategy, but you got to make it applicable, because it's not like you do it today and it's gone tomorrow, right? Because it's a company, it's a business, got to be legit. So we had to put this in my policy procedure manual. We had to put this in my operating agreement. It had to be everywhere, and we had to apply it. So when Dwayne leads the position of executive director, somebody else got to come in and do the same thing. The levy to that is that you got to be with the company for 4 years before that can happen. I was with the company for 4 years, so I reaped all the perks. So that's how I got my house for free. The company, I was executive director. I gave myself, excuse me, the company gave me a $35,000 sign-on bonus to be executive director.
Yeah.
So I got that. And then I got my tuition taken care of because the company have a tuition reimbursement policy that at different levels of the company, you get tuition. If you've been with the company for a year, you get $20,000 tuition reimbursement. You be with the company for 4 years, you get X number of dollars. And of course, I've been with the company for a certain amount of years, and I got $150,000 of my student loans and everything written off and taken care of by the company.
Wow. Man, that's full circle, man. And it all goes back to the foundation. Like you said in the beginning, man, taking care of your personal finances first. Because if you take care of your personal finances, your personal credit could be good. Then you can take care of your business, set your business up properly. Then if your business is set up properly because of all the perks that you get from tax brackets and being able to buy a home in your business and your business pay for your home and pay you for staying in your home. Like, that's crazy, man. You're getting paid to live somewhere that you were going to live anyway. So like that's amazing, man.
And it's all strategic, right?
Yeah.
It's all strategic. It's all about reducing taxable income, right? So I'm a single male and I live here in Charlotte, North Carolina, right? So my tax rate for my income level, right, is 40%. So we got to reduce it. How do we reduce it? Well, the business have to have more expenses.
Yes.
And a lot of people get that twisted sometimes. Your business needs to, you control your business, and it has to go in the model what you know it needs to go. And at that particular point, we need to reduce my taxable income because the Lord was being generous.
Yes.
And so the only way to do it is that we gotta have incentive for the employees. And it just can't be me, gotta be across the board, but particularly me because the executive director. Yes. So it reduced my taxable income. I was able to save more money, invest more money because I was able to open up different retirement plans. And so the business structure, it's like I said, full circle. You fix your credit, you leverage your credit, get the business, you leverage your credit within the business to get the funding, and now you grow your business and then you allow your business to do these things. So at our core, we teach you this, and we also teach you the art of being in business because guess what, D? Even if you got the good credit, and even if you got the business set up and you're making money, if you don't have the other pieces of the business, a CPA, a wealth manager, you're just as good as dead, right? So what we do at our core, we not just help you to fix the credit, get the money like that, but we also connect you to the people that you need to run that business. Somebody got to manage that QuickBooks for you. Somebody got to help you with the payroll. And I don't do my payroll. That's what we got paychecks for.
Yeah, that's what HR is for.
Right.
HR is for. Yeah. Man, listen, Dwayne, I know like you're very inspirational, man, and you're a teacher, and you're teaching, and you just drop so many gems, man, like on a consistent basis. Like, what are some things that you do every day to ensure that you're keeping that positive mindset, to make sure that you're staying focused on your goals and that you're accomplishing the things that you need to be done? Because running a mental health business alone, even if it is on autopilot, like that's it's still a business. You know what I mean? Then running a credit business, and a funding business also. So what are some things that you do on a daily basis that help you stay motivated and stay on this grind?
Yeah. Yo, I sleep.
Yep.
I sleep. I know it's not the popular thing to say, ET. I love ET, no disrespect, but everybody saying you sleep. You only need 3 hours of sleep. You gotta get it.
Yep.
That might be good for them, but for me to control my peace, I have to sleep. You're an entrepreneur too of multiple businesses. Your mind spins.
Yes.
And if you don't stop to detox your mind, you're gonna be somewhere. I'm not a big advocate of binge watching stupid stuff, but binge watch smart stuff like Snap. But
he said like Snap.
Yeah, Law and Order. Don't binge watch this new thing. What is this game or whatever? Don't binge watch that.
Yeah.
But no, you gotta sleep. And so for me, what I do on a daily basis, I actually sleep, man. I actually sleep. I got 3 kids, and so sleeping rests my mind. I pace myself throughout the day.
Yes.
There's no not to, and I don't want I don't want nobody that's watching this to get it twisted, okay? Because when I first started the business, there was a little bit of hustle, just a little bit, not too much, just a little bit of hustle. But now you really gotta pace yourself. And so I pace myself. I sleep. I read. There's some books. I mean, I like reading. I read inspiration books. Like one of the books I like is this Wealth of Wisdom. I love this book. It's a culture book. If they're not a self-help book or something about our culture, I don't pay attention to it. I'm not a big business book reader. I don't read a lot of business books and stuff like that because that's not where my mind at every day, right? My mind is about health as well, mental health. So I'm going to read stuff about mental health, understanding my physical health. So I'm reading stuff about that. So I'm just pacing myself and honestly resting, man. I take it, man.
Nah, that's what's up, man. That's what's up, man. I was talking to my wife the other day and we was talking about because I'm 36. Yeah, I've been married for 14 years, man. So that's a long time. But I was just explaining to her like how, life has really been easy. Yes, we had some ups and downs and a couple bumps in the road, but for the most part, it has been like extremely easy. And I was just telling her like, I think that's how it was designed. I think we're supposed to just go through like smooth sailing and easy breezy, but society can, with all the drama and all the things that's going on in the world can like implant and impregnate our minds with negative thoughts consistently, right? So it's like for me, having my brand Think Big is like my daily reminder of like thinking big every single day, like thinking above the normal, daily mindset of things, right? And thinking on another level, right? Like that's one principle that I live on. Like, what's one principle that you live on that you like, man, this principle is what is like my go-to each and every day?
Taking care of God's people.
Got it.
I know that it's not popular to talk a lot about your personal religion philosophy, especially in this new thing of social media, because you don't want to offend people. And I don't want to offend people. I work with anybody that's not serious about their business, their credit, right? But my principle is take care of people. I mean, he tells you in the scriptures, and not to be spiritual or make this a religious thing, but you take care of my people, I got you.
Yep.
Right? If you think about it, Peter denied Christ 3 times. But the same 3 times, Christ asked him, "Do you love me?" He said, "Yeah, I love you, Lord." He said, "Well, take care of my people, feed my sheep." That to me is like, well, the 10 Commandments telling you to love your neighbor. Throughout the Bible, is talk about you got to take care of people. And if my principle is taking care of people, then I'm going to be taken care of. And so I take care of people. That's what I've been doing. That's my whole career path. That's even before where I might go in the next few years. I've always been taking care of people. Mental health, business credit, business financing. It's taking care of people. And then they can take care of people. If I can help your business to grow, guess what you can do? You can employ more people. When you can employ more people, guess what you can do? You feed families. When you feed families, guess what you're doing? It's economics. But the goal was to take care of people.
Yes, man. Yes, man. Hey, man, you've been doing a really good job of taking care of people, man. I saw recently that you took care of one of your clients. She got funded like $300,000, man. Can you talk a little bit about that without going too deep in it? And how was that experience even for her, man? And like where she started at to where like boom, now she's funded, and she's ready to do some great things in her business now, man. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, no, that's no problem. Listen, it was I ain't gonna lie, it was so much money. Because I've been learning as well, right?
Yes.
So, in the process of us fixing her credit and building her business credit, I'm still, taking a course here and getting trained here. And so from beginning to end, I knew coming in that, and I ain't gonna lie, I was like, okay, I'm averaging about $80,000. Like when I think of funding, right, at a cold credit service, when I think of funding, we're thinking of business credit cards, business lines of credit, and some vendor accounts. You got to build your net 30 accounts. There's no way around that. So when I'm thinking of that, I'm like, okay, I'm averaging about $80,000, right?
Yep.
So something I knew she was gonna get that. But I've been networking, I've been learning, I've been growing. And so by the time she was ready, I had so many doors. It was like she's really like at 350. And I'm like $350,000 in funding. Like, oh, I have to fly. I actually went out and did an interview. I was gonna do a Zoom interview. And I said, no, we gotta be. I went out, we did the interview in person, and we did a little turn up. But the process for her time frame, and I'm gonna give you the time frame just to kind of put the process perspective. But if somebody's watching this, it's different for everybody, right? It's different for everybody. So she came to me about February, and so February to now, about 6 months? So it took about 6 months, right? So we had to address her personal credit. That's just the thing. We had to remove the negative items off. While we was moving off the negative items, we was replacing it with positive items, right? That's key. And then we was building up her business credit and make sure her business was solid. So now everything is full circle. So now when it came down to funding, I wasn't just limited to doing the little Navy Federal play here or there, or doing a card stacking. You know how you do the card stacking. I wasn't limited to that. It was like, oh, and we can also get money over here. And we can also get money over there. And when we added up the money from all these places, you got my initial 70, 80 plus some, because the business was set up. You got to take the time to set up the business. And so at Call Credit Services, not to have a sales pitch, but hey, you gave me When we help you set up your business, we actually have an interactive portal. And so this interactive portal helps our clients when they don't one-on-one with me, but they also have this portal they can have access to 24 hours. And so in this portal, it helps you to build upon that. So if you come to us and you don't have your business, or you just got your LLC, or you think you got your LLC, no problem. Between myself and my team in the portal, you're able to build that. You need a phone number. It's going to tell you, do you have a phone number? No, I don't have a phone number. Click this number and boom, it's going to hyperlink to a page like Ring Central, get your phone number, bring you back to the app, like the portal, and then you keep it going. And so she did that. So business has to be set up. And there was no way that she would have got this $300,000+ if she didn't have good credit, number one, but more importantly, the business wasn't set up where her business felt legit. I mean, the business felt legit to the banks could trust her.
Man, that's amazing, man. That's amazing, man. And we talking about it like so casually, like it's like, hey, but that's what it is. You know what I mean? But for her to go from six months, she made $150,000 in 6 months. Now that's life-changing money, because now she can go and invest in real estate. She can go invest in the trucking industry. She can invest in Toros. She can invest in pretty much any industry that she wants to, and have a good start, man. And like you said, it all goes back full circle, man. It all goes back to like taking care of your personal finances, and then doing things step by step by step by step by step, man. Dwayne,
but the steps is a little tedious, small tedious, but it pays off in the long run, right?
Yes.
And so you got to trust the process. Just take the little time. And you know what I'm saying to you seems like a lot, and it can be overwhelming to people. But if you sit still, center yourself, sleep, take a nap. Don't be afraid. Take a nap. Take a nap, and then get back to it. It's really not that much, because everything's on autopilot. Once you get your personal credit, once you get the stuff that's on your credit, you send those letters off. The letters is done. Once you send those letters off, you got 30 days to wait for the credit bureaus to come back to you. So when the letters is off this day, the next day, let's do the business. Let's set up the business. It takes you 5 minutes to set up Ring Central. The only thing that might take a little time is going to the UPS store. But other than that, anything takes about 5 minutes. Pace yourself. Take a break. TAB. Take a break sometimes. Rest. So when everything comes up, and you can get a lot done in the first 30 days, believe it or not, with addressing your personal credit and building your business credit, if you pace yourself and follow the steps. It seems like a lot, but it's not.
Yep. Hey, and if they don't want to do that, they can just call you.
they can just call me. We're still gonna go through the steps together, but I'm gonna hold your hand a little bit more. Because I'm just gonna redirect you anyways. When you feel like that you're not ready to do it, I'm going to remind you, oh, yeah, D, I hear you. Oh, your dog, oh, man, your dog ate my car. Man, that's sad. But you said you're going to get your wife that Mercedes by Valentine's Day in the company name. So step one, do you got the phone? You got the email? You see, so
Nah, that's for real. That's for real. Just redirect it, man. Redirect it, man. Hey, man, Dwayne, this has been, man, a very, very, very educational, very thought-provoking, man. Like, it's just so many levels of credit and personal credit and business credit. And, you know, in this short amount of time, you like literally broke things down step by step by step to where people can like literally watch this video 2 or 3 times and like, you know, go out and do some actionable things today, man. So with that being said, man, you know, what's some words of encouragement or some tips that you can give the people, man, that they can go out and just start, you know, tomorrow, in which they can execute and, you know, help them whether they need business or, personal or business, you know, credit or funding?
Just get it. Go out and get it. Go out and get it. When you know what you want, it's easy to attain it, but you can't get frustrated. You got to keep moving forward. And businesses. So I'm a bad, you know, I'm not the best person to talk about business and business success because I'm not going to show you the glitz and glamours, right? I'm going to talk about the time that I had my car repossessed, right? I'm talking about the time I did have a little bit tainted my credit. And you got to keep moving forward. I knew I had a vision. So if my words of encouragement would be, if life happens, it's going to get tough, but keep moving forward. The good thing is that now, what I know now about business credit, personal credit, and funding, I didn't know 10 years ago when I first started, not making an excuse, but because you know it, it's going to be easy for you to keep moving forward and you can avoid some of the bumps in the roads that I experienced or some of these other people I experienced. So you got a business idea, you got a dream, go get it. You know, find somebody that's going to mentor you. Another thing is real fast is find you a good mentor. Yes. Right? Find you a good mentor in the space that you're in. Come to me, I'll fix your credit and get you the money. Hey, you know. Yep. But find you a mentor that's in the space that you're in because that's going to level you up. That's going to alleviate a lot of the stress. So you want to do Turo? Okay, well, just imagine you going to somebody, a big dude or big girl that's doing Turo, but your business already set up. Your credit's already good. So when they tell you to take action, it's going to be easier for you to execute because your credit and the money's already there. Mm-hmm. So you got to keep moving forward. Your credit's not where it needs to be. Go ahead and address it. Your business, your money not where it needs to be. Your funding, you got $50,000 funding, but you really need $100,000 funding. Do what needs to be done to just don't give up. Keep moving forward because it's there. It's out there for us. Like Nas said, until we all learn, it got to be more of us. But the information's out there.
Yes, man. Again, man, I appreciate this, man. And if you could tell the people where they can find you at, you know, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Yeah. We're going to put all your descriptions in it, you know, and all your titles in the description below. But, you know, if you could just kind of briefly tell them where they can find you at.
No. But yeah, first of all, man, I appreciate you, man. This is an honor, this humble experience, man. You know, we gotta be out there, man. It's a lot of, it gotta be more of us out there, in our community, but just in general, living this. But if you want to find me, you can find me at Call Credit Services on Instagram and Facebook. You can go to our website at www.callcreditservices.com. You can also follow me personally on Instagram at mr.mr.gray, mr.gray.esq on Instagram. You single, I'm in Charlotte, North Carolina. You know, I'm sorry, but go ahead.
Nah. Hey, keep it going, man. Hey, put it out there, man. Hey, listen, man. My man like long walks on the beach, man. He got good credit. Hey, he got good credit.
We both gonna get good credit. You mess with me now, shoot.
Exactly. Hey, now you can get another house and live in it for free. You know what I mean?
And you know what? I need a Mrs. Gray for we can do that. We need a summer home on the beach and rain it out.
Nah, for sure, man, for sure. But Grace, Grace, I call you Grace. You see, you got me calling you Grace.
It's all good, man.
No, but Dwayne, man, I really appreciate you, man. Like for real, man. Like I said, man, when I met you a couple months ago, man, just your knowledge and your insight and your expertise about credit and business funding, man, it had me so intrigued, you know, because I'm gonna be honest, it was like new to me because I was just like I'm gonna pay cash for everything, you know what I mean? Yeah. Until, like you said, the pandemic came and it's like, man, we got to restructure and do some things differently. And, you know, meeting people like you who just have a plethora of knowledge about this, man, it's just an honor for you to even come on and present your information to my audience, man. So I appreciate you, man. I know all my thinkers out there are going to appreciate you, man. And like I said before, man, if y'all need personal credit, holla at my man Dwayne, man. He will get your personal credit right. If you got your personal credit right and you need business funding, man, he is the guy to go to, man. Listen, like he said earlier, his average is 80,000. So, you know, at the minimum, you coming to him correct, you getting a minimum of 80,000. And 80,000 can really change someone's life right now, man. So to everybody out there listening, man, hit up my man Dwayne. His links will be in the bio. Amen. Dwayne, I appreciate you again. God bless you, my good brother. Next time, man, we thinking big. We thinking big. We thinking big.
You gotta think big, man. It's an honor. Thank you, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, Dwayne.
Yes, sir.
Thank y'all for supporting the channel, man. I want y'all to like, subscribe, comment below. Let me know what y'all think, man. Let me know if the gems that we dropped in the video was helpful for you. And if you want to continue to support the channel, go to www.thinkbiggear.com. Purchase some of this fly Think Big gear, man. You know, we got t-shirts, we got shorts. You know, we get real. You know what I'm saying? And if you use the code THINK, you can get 10% off. Again, promo code THINK. Thank y'all for watching the video. Thank y'all for following my journey. Again, like, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you in the next one. Think big.